Have you ever wondered why certain drone videos make your heart race with an exhilarating sense of adventure, while others just seem to fall flat and fail to ignite any spark of interest? The secret lies precisely in the way these films are conceived, planned, executed, and finally edited. Welcome to this comprehensive exploration of how, with a bit of thought and effort, ordinary and mundane drone footage can be transformed into extraordinary cinematographic masterpieces, ones that are capable of capturing the viewer's imagination and holding it captive. The first step, as with any project worth it, is to plan meticulously and well in advance. Similar to any film project, drone videos stand to greatly benefit from a thorough and diligent pre-production phase. This initial stage includes gaining a deep understanding of the location to decide the best vantage points for the drone. It involves studying the topography, the key landmarks, the intersections, the crowd patterns, and the overall ambiance that the location exudes. Furthermore, it is paramount to consider weather conditions, understanding how different weather patterns might affect the flight and stability of the drone, as well as how they might influence the mood and tone of the footage. Studying weather forecasts and historical weather patterns can be beneficial in this regard. In addition, choosing the appropriate time of day to shoot your footage can have a significant impact on the final output. Lighting plays a vital role in videography, with dawn and dusk often offering the most dramatic and visually pleasing effects. Aside from these golden hours, you must also consider other time-specific factors such as crowd density and traffic patterns. A well-crafted plan, therefore, not only ensures smoother operations on the day of filming, but also guarantees that the footage you capture is of the highest possible quality. It helps in foreseeing and avoiding potential challenges, ensuring that the drone operation runs seamlessly and the output is just as you envisioned it. The plan forms the foundation of your drone video, and a strong foundation invariably leads to a better end product. It is the thoughtful amalgamation of profound planning, careful execution, and skillful editing turns a simple drone footage into a cinematic marvel. Step 1. Plan ahead. Like any film project, drone videos benefit from pre-production. This includes understanding the location, weather conditions, and the best time of day to shoot. A solid plan makes for smoother operations and better footage. Step 2. Master the art of composition. But what does it mean to master this art form? Simply put, it's the understanding and application of some fundamental principles in visual design. Now, the three most crucial of these principles are the rule of thirds, leading lines, and symmetry. Let's delve deeper into the rule of thirds. As a guiding principle of visual composition, it suggests an image should be broken down into thirds, both horizontally and vertically, to create a grid of 9 parts. The idea is to line up the subject of your shot along these lines or at their intersections, creating balance and allowing the viewer's eye to interact with the image more naturally. Next, let's talk about leading lines. This is a technique where the viewer's attention is drawn to lines that lead to the main subject in the image. A leading line paves an easy path for the eye to follow through different elements of a photo. It can be a path, a road, a fence, or anything that can help guide the viewer's eye towards a certain point in the image. Now onto symmetry, which can be simply defined as a mirroring of visual elements. This could be horizontal symmetry, where the top and bottom halves of an image mirror each other, or vertical symmetry, where the left and right halves do the same. Symmetry provides a sense of balance and harmony to a visual composition, making it more pleasing to the eye. The application of these principles can be tricky. It's not about always maintaining strict adherence to them, but about knowing when to use them and how to break them effectively for creative storytelling. Even the most beautiful drone shot can be ordinary without a balanced composition. But once you understand these principles and how to apply them, you can capture and compose your drone shots in ways that truly tell a story, making them more dynamic and interesting. No matter what, you must remember that practice and experience are key to mastering this art. The more you explore and experiment with these principles, the more you'll be able to see their effects on your images. The beauty of mastering the art of composition is that it gives you the tools to turn even the most mundane scenes into visual poetry. These principles of visual composition can turn a simple drone shot into a breathtaking scene. Step 3. Use cinematic camera movements. The key to achieving stunning drone footage is not simply to capture the surroundings from a high vantage point, but to employ the techniques mastered by cinematographers over the years. When you master the art of cinematic camera movements, you bring your footage to life. The beauty of these movements lies in their ability to create a visual narrative that's both compelling and immersive. It's not about just moving in a straight line or hovering over a location. It's about revealing the world from a perspective that's unique, fresh, and enticing. You are the director of your own movie, and the drone is your tool to paint a masterpiece in the canvas of the sky. Consider experimenting with curved paths. These paths can take your viewers on a journey, guiding them through the frame as if they were gliding in the air themselves. You can unveil a landscape in a sweeping arc, a cityscape from a curving approach, or a monument from a spiraling descent. The curves can add a sense of mystery and suspense to your footage, enhancing the viewer's interest and curiosity. Next, you can play with ascending and descending shots. Rise above a location for an awe-inspiring view, or swoop low for an intimate glimpse of the scene. By changing your altitude, you can create a sense of scale, an appreciation for the grandeur of the landscape or the intricate details of a city's architecture. This variety in perspective will keep your audience captivated and eager for the next visual surprise. Also, don't miss out on orbiting around a point of interest. This technique can offer a 360-degree view of a subject, highlighting its significance in the environment. Whether it's a towering skyscraper, a majestic mountain, or a charming lighthouse on a coastal cliff, let your drone circle around it, capturing its beauty from every angle. This method not only adds depth to your footage, but it also infuses a sense of wonder in your viewers, as they explore the subject in its entirety. Remember, the goal here is to go beyond the ordinary and explore the extraordinary. Each camera movement should add value to your footage, turning it into a visual symphony that resonates with your viewers. This creates dynamic visuals that engage viewers. Step 4. Pay attention to the speed. The pace you set isn't just about getting through a scene quickly. It's about setting the tone, creating the atmosphere, and drawing the viewer into the world you are creating. Consider this. A fast-paced scene can surely deliver a sense of urgency, excitement, or chaos. However, there's a risk in moving too quickly. You might lose your audience's attention or overlook the subtle nuances that make a scene captivating and authentic. On the other hand, there's the power of a slow, deliberate pace. It's not merely about being slow for the sake of being slow, but about using time as a storytelling tool. A languid pace allows the viewer to soak in the details of the scene, to become engrossed in the minute expressions of the characters, or to appreciate the intricate set design. Slow doesn't mean boring. In fact, a slow pace can often create an immersive, dreamlike quality. Remember those scenes in cinema classics that unfold slowly, allowing you to savor each moment, each dialogue, each glance? Those scenes are powerful because they're slow. They invite the audience to pause, reflect, and feel deeply. Now, imagine a scene in a horror movie. It's not the fast-paced action that sends shivers down your spine, but the slow, drawn-out suspense. Each creak of the stairs, each shadow creeping across the wall, each quiet whisper, they all form part of the delicious anticipation that peaks in a climactic moment of terror. On the flip side, consider a high-stakes sports match in a film. The slow buildup of tension, the focused concentration of the players, the hushed anticipation of the crowd, all these elements culminate in the exhilarating moment when the ball hits the goal or the runner crosses the finish line. Whether it's a romantic scene that unravels gently, a suspenseful sequence that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats, or an action-packed moment that gets the heart racing, the speed at which you pace these scenes can make all the difference. Bear in mind, however, that the pace should also match the overall tone and style of the film. A comedy might call for quicker scenes, while a drama might require a more measured pace. Ultimately, the choice of speed and pace should be dictated by the mood of the scene, the narrative arc, and the emotional response you want to evoke from your audience. It's all about matching the speed to the mood of the scene. Step 5. Post-production is key. This is the phase where all the raw materials from the previous steps are polished, altered, and revised to create the final product. We're talking about the meticulous selection of every shot and the arrangement of each in a way that tells the story most effectively. It's here that the magic of filmmaking truly unfolds. Think of color grading as painting the visual canvas of your film, and this is the process of altering and enhancing the color of your motion picture or still image. It's more than just adjusting the brightness and contrast. It's about making subtle changes to the hues and the saturation, to the shadows and the highlights. Each tweak can bring a new depth to the scene, can make the sun seem warmer or the night feel colder. Every color tells a story, and through color grading, you are the author of that narrative. Sound design, on the other hand, is the art and practice of creating soundtracks for a variety of needs. It involves specifying, acquiring, or creating auditory elements using audio production techniques and tools. It's an integral part of storytelling. It's what makes the audience hear the rustling of leaves, the rush of a waterfall, the crackling of a fire, or the silence of a snowfall. It's the element that brings life to a picture, making it a living, breathing entity. Then comes the process of editing. It's not just about cutting and splicing scenes together. It's a delicate art form that requires skill, patience, and a keen eye for detail. The editor's job is to create a narrative that makes sense, a narrative that keeps the audience captivated. It's exploring the rhythm and the pacing, the transitions and the continuity. It's about deciding what stays and what goes, about understanding when to slice and when to let a moment linger. The editor, in many ways, is the final storyteller. The importance of post-production can never be overstated. It is the step where all the components come together, where raw footage is transformed into a captivating story that can touch hearts and stir souls. They can dramatically enhance the mood, atmosphere, and narrative flow. Step 6. Practice, practice, practice. Just like any other skill, mastering the art of cinematic drone videography needs a significant investment of time, dedication, and patience. Every flight you take offers a unique chance for learning, a doorway to a new experience and a fresh perspective. The journey of creating cinematic and impressive drone videos is much akin to a marathon, not a sprint. It emphasizes careful and meticulous planning, a thorough understanding of composition and camera movements, a consideration of the speed and the way it impacts the narrative, a recognition of the immense value of post-production, and a commitment to continuous improvement through relentless practice. However, the heart of this journey lies not just in capturing a view from high above, but in crafting a compelling narrative that resonates, unfolds a story, invokes emotions, and creates a lasting visual memory. It's about embracing the power of visual storytelling and leveraging it to create something memorable, something that reaches out and touches people, something that lingers. One must also understand the significance of various weather conditions. The time of the day, the direction and intensity of light, all of which add another dimension to your making it more vibrant and realistic. Be it the soft glow of a sunrise, the harsh shadows of noon, or the golden hues of a sunset, every natural element contributes to the overall cinematic effect. Post-production, often underrated aspect, is equally critical to the final output. Polishing your footage with suitable editing software, adding appropriate music and sound effects, color grading to enhance the visual appeal, all these elements play an integral role in transforming your raw footage into a cinematic masterpiece. So, the next time you take to the skies with your drone, bear these steps in mind. With a dash of creativity, a bit of technical prowess, and a whole lot of passion, you can transfigure your drone footage into a cinematic spectacle that leaves your audience spellbound. Happy filming!